Welcome back to another episode of Baby Daddies. This week, everybody and their mother was stressed out. But it's okay. Because we got a Hart Twin with us. One of my favorite contestants, I said this last week, is Nigel and the twins. Those are my three favorite people on this show right now.
Thank you. What's
Three
up, guys? How
favorite.
you doing?
Listen, I'm good,
Um,
but stressed.
yeah, I'm a little
Stressed.
troubled, a little tormented after this last episode because it was a lot.
Girl, same. I'm still going through it, believe it or not. Emotions are still high, and I'm just still like thinking to myself, why did that happen? Did that have to happen?
Yeah. And I mean, we're going to get into it, but did it really have to happen? Was it the best strategic choice?
Exactly.
Towards the end of the episode, Jimmy says something and he's like, I think when they watch this back, they're going to realize they made the wrong decision.
Girl,
100% agreed with him.
when he said that, honestly, that was like the icing on the cake. I said, boom. He just spilled it by saying that right there. And I was like, you know what, Jimmy? You know.
Yeah, he had it right. And you know what? Jimmy's now a producer on the show, so he knew a thing or two.
So he knew, literally.
He knew, which congrats to him, by the way, on the job change. Good for him.
That's what I told him. I said, okay, I see you. You're doing your thing now. You at Daddy TV. We talk all the time now, and he's really good peoples, and I like Jimmy. I wish I spoke to him more in the house. I felt like because I was tied to, my baby daddy, I didn't want to speak to no one else. I was just, one of them bitches who be with a man and they always all up on him. And it's like, girl, you can hang out with your friends, but then it's like, do I have to? Let me be with my man.
Which isn't that's what your brother said. Your brother was like, I know how you get when you get a man, right?
That was
Did
me.
you know how
That
you
said that.
No, you said that. Okay. Well, so you're both like that then. You both get a man, you go, my man, my man, my man. I'm screaming. We start this episode off at the waterside with Keith and Jimmy and Nigel and Rico. And when I tell you, Keith and Jimmy are just chilling there while Rico and Nigel are hashing shit out. It felt a little awkward to me.
Yeah, I feel like when they were just watching them go at it, I was thinking to myself, I think we need to leave because this is about them too. And this is really awkward for me to still be here watching them go back and forth about what took place the night before. But go off because I like to hear things that took place.
What did you feel before we even get really into the episode? What did you feel during that last elimination? Because that was really stressful.
I just remember I was sad. Like, when you have your head in it and you're like content and you're focused, you're like, you with your man, like, we got this. Like, I'm so confident that we're gonna make it to the end. So it just hit me by surprise when they called our names, and I was like, oh damn, I don't know what to say now. I'm just shocked. I was hurt because I feel like I was talking to the new guys as cool peeps, and they kind of just switched it on me, and I was just lost for words. And seeing the fact that Barry and Ed knew each other and they were friends, for him to do that to him, it was like, damn, why would you do that? Like, that's so fucked up.
Yeah, which also spoilers. I feel like if you're listening to this podcast, you've watched the episode, or I would hope so. So at this point, no spoilers. Well, yes, all spoilers. You should know this shit already, But yeah, that's how I felt. I was like, this feels like a switch up. This feels like.
I'm so sorry. You were talking about this elimination or the previous elimination when
I meant the previous one, but we could talk about this one too.
We can talk about all of them. Let's talk
about all of them. Fuck it. Bring back when Sal got eliminated.
I'm so sorry.
No, I just like to touch on the previous week stuff just a little bit, just because that Nigel Rico stuff that was just so high emotions, and I feel like everyone in the room was feeling it. So I just want to know how you were kind of feeling.
When I saw Nigel crying, I was just shocked because I was like, oh my God, like he's really balling. And I remember I was looking at Rico like, bitch, go ahead and vote him, get your man. And all I kept, because I was looking at Rico, Nigel, and Matt. And I was like looking at Matt like, don't get too comfortable because child, Rico better not dare take you and be like, let's go, we in this together. I was just hoping that Rico chose Nigel, and I was so glad he did because I was like, y'all started together, stick it out. Let this
Mm-hmm.
flow.
Mm-hmm. Not for a man you met one day.
Exactly. Like you gonna throw
16 hours
all of that
ago.
away for this guy you just met? Girl,
Yeah.
go.
Which if he did as hard as it would have been, that would have been some damn good TV. I'll
It
say
would have
that.
been good TV.
It would
Watch
have, but
like being in the room, I would have been stressed, but watching at home, bitch,
We
popcorn.
were, oh my God, we couldn't get enough of it. We wanted more.
I just felt like if he would have chose Matt, that would have been like, come on now, where's your loyalty?
Exactly.
Started with
Mm-hmm.
this guy, and you see how invested he is with you. So it's only right that you choose him.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Well, here they're talking about Rico. Part of the reassurance that he needs is someone who rides with him to the end, even if he's wrong. Which, listen, we got into this last episode.
We did.
I think that's a little bit of a red flag. I want a man who's going to be able to tell me that I'm in the wrong on occasion. I want
Mhm.
someone not going to ride and die with me. Like, if I'm completely in the wrong, like, bring me to the side. Let me know things are, call
Yeah.
me out when I need to be called
Yeah.
out.
And I really like that Rico told him straight up, like, hey, if we're going to be in this together, even if I'm wrong, I need you to be by my side because, hello, that's just like with me too. If I'm wrong, be by my side. Don't side with someone else. We're in this together. You in this with your friend? What? You're supposed to be on my side. So kudos to Rico for, setting boundaries and
Yeah.
let it be known.
Yeah.
And I applaud him for that. And I'm glad, Nigel took heed and was like, I understand it. He realized where he was wrong. So it was just a learning experience for them too. So I'm happy that they made up after that.
Yeah, they definitely feel a little better coming out of it. But there's this whole thing where he's like, "Can you understand that?" And he says it like twice. And the
Yeah.
way he said it, I'm like,
The way he said the
"Oh,
second time, it's like talking to a dog. I was like, hold up, bitch, now.
yeah, talk to
Hold
me
up.
nice. Don't talk to me like that." It's giving very much like fall in line, or I'm gonna try to send you home again. That made me feel like, oh
Mhm.
hell no.
Yeah. I mean, that second one, do you understand me? That was aggressive. I'm not gonna lie. But I feel like when you say it one time, okay, cool. But for you to say it again, it's like, oh, I heard you. Calm down.
Exactly. Yeah.
Pump your brakes.
Exactly.
Pump your
Like
brakes.
we're talking about it. We're talking about it. Like.
Yeah.
It's a bit much. And that's what Jimmy and Keys, you see them standing there, eyebrows
They're
up.
just like,
Did you see when what's his name? Jimmy's eyebrows raised up?
Mm-hmm.
He
Which I'm
was
like, he had on those sunglasses. I just know his eyes were wide open.
mm-hmm.
he was peeping everything like, okay, I see what's going on here.
Yeah. And he says, should it be this hard?
Mm,
Should it be this hard? And that's a question I got for both of y'all.
yeah.
Should love be this much work?
No, it shouldn't.
No.
No.
Oh my
Because I feel like
God.
when you're in love with someone, it should come organic. Like I don't feel like I need to work twice as hard to get your attention or want to be with you. If I'm doing that, then I feel like I'm doing the most or I'm doing too much to the point where I would probably be like, yeah, I need to take a step back because he's not feeding me that energy. And if we're both feeding that energy at the same time, then we're good. We don't need a question like, is this too much? Is it too less? If it's the same like mutual feeling, then we good. We Gucci, not Louis or Prada.
Yeah, I don't think work, work is work, I mean not work is oh girl.
Relationships are work,
Relationships are
but
work, work is work, but they shouldn't be like if we have to have not like conversations, if we have to have talks
Mm,
every day, then it might be a little much.
yeah, it may come off as all right, this is too much early on. That's why I'm like, you should just let things flow naturally and let it pick up and take its course. And if it run its course, then
Hey girl, let's run this course.
then it done ran.
Then after this, we move over to the other side of the dock with the four of y'all.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna need a little clarification here Because listen, I have watched this
Oh,
episode damn near 3 times.
What's it?
I still am not understanding this whole situation with the beds where
Uh,
you're looking back at each other. I'm so
well,
confused.
that was definitely honestly confusing for me as well
Okay,
because
good. I'm like, it's not just me because
okay.
on the
Derek,
today I watched it for the third time and I'm like, surely it'll make sense this time. I went back, I rewinded, played it again. No, rewind it again. I said, you know what? Maybe something's not clicking.
yeah,
I don't get it. So
did
walk us
y'all
through this.
see me with my
Right.
man Ed? But anyway, it was confusing hearing what Anthony was saying because I was like, didn't you say you was a Voyager or something? So I would think you like to watch people do their thing, but I guess he assumed Derek was looking, and I don't know. I just felt like I was probably saying something to Derek, and he probably took it as you're watching your brother, so now you want to do what your brother is doing. When I don't believe that was the case, because Derek, when Anthony left, Derek said to me, I wasn't trying to do anything you was doing. I just looked over and I saw you with your man, and I was like, okay, look at you, go ahead, boo. I was already with my man. So it's just us looking at each other, giving us a look or something, maybe conversing. I was like, yeah, that's what it was. For him to just walk out, I don't understand that. And if you like someone and you're trying to build something, why would you leave? What was the point on leaving? We with our men's in our beds, and we probably like, you look good. Let's, get it pop in. Oh, but I just feel like if you're in that state with your dude, why don't you have fun? What prompts you to get up and leave? Why would you leave? It just makes people think, what was that all about? And I just kept, it's so funny you say that because I kept replaying in my thoughts. If someone is leaving, one, they're uncomfortable. Two, they're probably not interested. Or three, they just feel weirded out or something. So it just was awkward to me. I don't know. I was like, yeah, I don't like that, but to each its own. What do
Yeah.
I think?
Well, listen, I have it in my notes right here. Wasn't it last 2 episodes ago where he was talking about being a voyeur? And
Okay,
not only that,
And
talking about how he wanted to watch the two of y'all.
right. That part is like Derek probably looked to see, like, oh yeah, I'm sure they probably had conversations with each other, like, yeah, I mean, I may want to watch them too. So I probably assumed they
mhm.
probably watching us. And I wasn't paying nobody no attention because as y'all can see, it was me, Ed, Barry Marcus, Jimmy, Derek, and Anthony in the room. And I
Mhm.
started to get under the covers with my baby daddy. But I don't know. I just feel like if you claim, what is the word, Voyagers or
Voyeurism.
Voyeur.
A voyeur, yeah, means you like to watch.
voyeurism? I just feel like, why didn't you do what you said you like to do? What was so awkward for you to leave? I don't
Yeah.
know. I guess people are just, I don't know. I don't want to say weird because I know I'm weird, but people are set in their ways of what they like and what they don't like. And eventually, true colors comes out. So,
Ooh.
Yeah, because I mean, like you were under the covers, but also Derek was fully straddling him. like, it's not like you were both. It's not like one of y'all was under the covers doing this and that, and the other one was like sitting there being all matronly like a nun. Like you were both with your man. So
exactly.
I think he maybe got a little anxiety. I feel like he should have just focused on being there with his man in the moment, instead of, why are
Mhm.
they looking at each other? Because y'all are twins and y'all are really close. Of course, you're going to talk to each other, especially if you're in a room.
Exactly. And that's why I don't understand to this day when I look at it. It's cringing to watch because I remember like it was yesterday how awkward Derek felt afterwards. And right when I was about to get it in with my baby daddy, I was like, okay, this gonna have to stop because my twin, the way he look right now, I don't like it. So pump yo dick and let me go ahead and attend to my
Uh-huh.
twin.
Pull it out. I got a sister in need. Like,
I just, and like I said, when it came to him, I just wanted to see, like, are you good? What's wrong? Like, are you okay? And I don't like when people feel like they're in a state where I'm like, I don't know what to do. Like, and I'm looking like, ugh, Girl, you will stop me from getting it on, but what's going on, baby? Talk.
What's tea?
I just wanted to comfort my twin when he felt uncomfortable. So that's what I was just trying to do.
Yeah, I like here how he says he's like, I can't read your mind. When you leave the room for an hour, I can't read your mind. You gotta clue me in
Mm-hmm.
onto what's happening, you know? Because
Exactly.
I say that a lot of my other show. I'm like, listen, when you are in a confrontation with somebody and you just walk away, you don't tell them how you're feeling, they are not Jean Grey. They cannot read your mind.
Mm-hmm. What you said, Dr. Jean Grey?
Dr. Jean Grey.
I'm on X-Men. But and
That
that's
was the other
true.
headband I had on was a Jean Grey headband. That's why I put it on. But I was like, we're the black one today.
Yeah. But that is true. It's like if you when you're in a relationship or building to be in a serious relationship, the main thing to do is communicate. He could have at least said to him, I need a break or I need to cool off. But even if he did, it just makes you think, why? Why you need to cool off for? We've been in the house since day one and tensions is high. You're with someone who's so attractive and sexual tensions arises. So it's just awkward, honestly.
Yeah. Well, at least everyone else is just as confused as I am because I really thought I was missing something.
Honestly, we were when we watched the episode, we were literally sitting here looking at each other like, what is going on? Because like when Daniel looked back at you, I was like, oh, he's just giving like the, oh girl, am I getting it, bitch? And you were like, you getting it. Like that's
I
how I
was
took it as what
Derek.
was happening in
Yeah,
the room.
when Derek was looking at Daniel, yeah.
And I was like, this is it. Like it's not anything crazy. And I
That
don't.
that's what I felt too. That's why I was like, I'm looking at Derek like, why did he leave? And Derek was like, I don't know. I was like, what is that all about? I was like,
Yeah.
child, I got my own problems to worry about.
I hate the shot. It's like you're still in bed with Ed, and then you see Derek sitting on the other bed, just like kind of laying down like this, looking all like a lost puppy. And I'm like, oh
Mhm.
no.
But you see what his daddy went to do while Derek
Uh,
was looking like a lost puppy.
we're gonna get into it. We're gonna get into it.
Ooh.
But before that, let's get into this Kane and Hazel Marcus Berry situation.
So Marcus and Barry are talking about how they're like super connected and how they're just perfect for each other. And then Kane is like, but wait. And then Barry's like, oh, can I finish? And then Kane's like, oh, okay, mama, excuse me. And and then Barry continues on. And then Kane is like, so did y'all have a connection before you came into the house? Is it real? Is it authentic? And then Barry and Marcus are like, why are these bitches so threatened at us? Because what, we have a strong connection, and as soon as we came in, we locked in. Is that why?
For one, I felt like when he said, "Can I finish?" That wasn't nice. I mean, there's ways to communicate and say things because I
Hmm.
feel like what you say and how you say just shows who you are as a person, number one. And when Kane asked that question, that could have been a simple, like, no. But why would you get
Hmm.
so defensive like that, saying, why are people saying this? Why the fuck are y'all mad? It's like, wow, it was
We
a
just asked if y'all knew each other. That was it.
girl. Exactly.
Exactly.
So, like I said, you have to pay attention to when people talk and how they deliver things. So when you say it that way, it comes off as like, are you being truthful? Like, what's going on? Because Kane asked a simple question and you could have simply gave a simple answer. But go off, sis.
Yes. And I feel like this is kind of if we had to take a message out of this episode, that's the message. Is watch how you talk to people and how you say things. It's not just the content of what you say,
Yeah.
It's
it's
how
how
you
you
say
say
it.
it. Because we see it
Mhm.
here with Kane and Barry. We saw it with Rico and Niles just a second ago. And we
Mhm.
see it later with Anthony. So
Anthony and
Mhm.
Hazel.
yeah.
Exactly. If you're, how can I say, not really innocent? Well, I mean, if you are innocent in situations, you'll be like, no, I didn't do it. Like, what? But if you show like a guilty attitude, like, no, what are you talking about? I didn't do this. It's like, oh,
It's a lot of
okay.
emotion, yeah. Which
Exactly.
I can understand being frustrated if people are accusing you of things and you're truthfully like, you ever
Oh, here we go.
When you just laugh because you just don't believe that people are like telling you these things, you just have to laugh. It's like one of those moments. I understand being that
Mhm.
frustrated, but that level of like to the point where you're jumping out of your chair, to me, that's like that's a bit
Overboard.
much. That's a bit
Yes.
much.
And
Oh,
it's
Anthony was activated.
Like,
Hmm
oh,
it was locked
child.
in, bitch. Locked in.
It was too much. I just feel like when someone shows you a side that you're not used to seeing, it comes off like, where was this the whole time?
Yeah, who is this person? I don't know her.
Mhm.
hmm
So that's why I said, you know what? I'm going in there with an open mind and open heart. What you see is what you get. This is as real as it gets. Some people would question, like, is that how he really talk? Yes. Or they'll say things like, why they act like that. It's like, I'm not putting on no front. On camera is Daniel, off camera is Daniel too. So that's why I was like, I was honestly chilling, genuine, having fun. People show you who they are, and that's that.
Yeah. And that's what I like about you and your brother is not even just on the show, but on your social media and everything and your videos. You all just come off so genuine. You have such a bond with each other that I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't understand people could watch the show and be like, why are they acting like that? I'm like, that is them. They are cutting up.
That's
Like I like, like you don't see
Right.
that? They're having a good time.
I'll just be trying to have fun and have a good time. We're with the positive energy and good vibes, but if people don't like it, then it's like, child, you're not gonna dim my light. Because one thing I'm gonna do is always remain humble, kind, and sweet.
Amen.
I mean, I'm so glad y'all are there because I mean, someone got to make some fun in these 16-hour filming days. Like, let's be real.
Exactly.
Uh-huh.
Oh, we started from the crack of dawn and finished at nighttime too. So you know, as soon as we finished, I went straight to my bed, like, all right, y'all. But then they gave us some food at night, and I was like, okay, let's eat.
I love that. I have right here. Kane is watching. He says, "Good, enjoy it." And the look on his face when he said that to Marcus and Barry, he was not happy with them. And
Wait,
then
he's
Hazel,
separate?
yes. Oh, okay. So, yeah, because Marcus and Barry are talking about how their relationship is, they're really getting to know each other and they just are really locked in on each other and they're very intense, right?
Yeah.
And they're having a good time, blah 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 blah. And then Kane says, "Well, good, enjoy it." And it's like he's got a very straight look on his face, like he's not happy
He's
with
not
them.
playing.
I need to see that part again. I remember that was the first 10 minutes that was released. I saw it one time and I was like, yeah, I don't like this. I just
Yeah.
automatically knew, like, yep, this was the episode. This was the episode.
Listen, I don't know
It was
what was in the
trauma.
stars that day. I don't know like what the astrology was happening. Like something was going on because every single person was on one this episode.
It's so funny you say
Everybody.
that. It's funny you say that because I remember telling Derek when I woke up that day, true story. I said, I don't feel good. And he was like, what's wrong? And I said, it's not like sick or anything. I just feel like something is telling me something and I don't feel it. Like I felt like, you know, when you have a gut feeling that something is not going
hmm
good. I kid you not. That's how I felt that day, the day I got eliminated from the morning. I just was feeling something was telling me in the universe, and I'm really in touch with things like that. So when the situation happened with Anthony and Derek, and I broke down because I was like, could this be it? I was like, okay, I feel it. And I remember after we shot that scene, I wanted to be by myself because they had the evening lunch. And I was like, I don't want to sit with no one because I'm really in touch with myself right now. And I just need that moment. And I was still feeling like shaky. And I had called my mother that day and told her, because I don't usually like say things when I'm going through stuff to my mom, but I just wanted to speak to her because I said, I don't know. I just feel like something is telling me something and I'm kind of worried. And I was crying at her. I didn't really tell her why. And she was like, Daniel, just stick it out, like hang in. Everything's okay. Just, don't listen to your thoughts or anything. And I was definitely in my thoughts. So when elimination came, that's when I was like, I knew it. I knew it. Something was telling me all day, something is happening. And I just broke down. I was like, yeah, my mind, my intuition was telling me, and I knew it. I would see it. So it was definitely, that was a rough day for me in Dilf Mansion. I would never forget because y'all see, I'm displaying emotions of excitement, fun, bubbly. And then that day I was just displaying sadness and just emotional.
Yeah.
It was a
Mhm.
lot for me, honestly.
Well, your intuition's good. I mean,
Mhm.
do you have twin telepathy? I'm like, what else you got? You got the powers?
No. But literally when I was, and even, I don't know, fun fact, when we were shooting that scene with Derek, Marcus, and myself and Hazel, I didn't look
Mhm.
at Derek at all. When Hazel was saying that Anthony was trying to talk to him, I just started crying. I didn't even have to look at my twin to know he was already crying. That's how much I felt his
You
pain.
feel it.
Yeah, while Hazel was telling me this story, because when someone is telling you something and you just know this is going to hurt your brother and the tight bond that we have, you know you're gonna feel it. I'm not even with Anthony, so why am I crying? That don't mean anything. It's because that's my twin brother, and I know when he hurts, I hurt. So that's why I
Hmm.
started crying. I was like, yeah, this is just, it's a fucked up situation, but it's okay. We'll get through it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, we got some other witchy shit happening because Stormy brings all y'all into the living room. She's in this lovely black dress. I love the long sleeves.
Mhm.
And she's got a cauldron with her, and she wants you all to, write something that you want to release. This is a pretty standard ritual. I think people usually do it on the new moon.
Mm-hmm.
You like set intentions, you write something down that you want to get rid of and release, and then you burn it, you set it free, and then it no longer serves you.
Mm-hmm.
What were your feelings like kind of like going into this? Have you ever done something like this before, or is this completely new?
I never did this before. I remember instantly when she told us the assignment, and I instantly had a word in my mind, and I was like, I know, and I wish they showed this more because my word was afraid, and it was basically
Mhm.
saying, I'm always like afraid going into a relationship, wondering, will it work out? Will I fuck up? Will they fuck up? How will it be? And then I said, I want to get rid of that word afraid and change it for the word content, meaning I don't want to feel afraid
Oh.
anymore. I want to go into this relationship content, knowing that it'll work out. It'll be a good relationship and it's gonna flourish beautifully. So I wish they showed that, but they didn't. So that was my answer. And I remember Ed was saying, like, help me out. You're so good, babe. And I was like, who really got the PhD?
That would have been a great little segment to put on. Like,
I
I am releasing
know.
this and taking this in. Like, that would have been so nice.
But to be
Exactly.
fair, that was a long scene. So it does make sense because we shot
Mm.
that. We were sitting on the couch for like a good hour and some change, honestly, because Anthony had to say his. He explained it. Derek explained it. Like everybody literally explained it a lot. So I remember I was like, all right, damn, they haven't even got to us yet. And we, what, 30 minutes in? So it makes sense why they shot
Okay.
that scene.
Gotcha. Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, everyone got a lot of trauma to get rid of. So,
Hmm.
yeah, the words that we get are control, anxiety, pressure, worry, abandonment, insecurity, insecurity a second time, grief, uncapable, which
I wrote incapable
is
question
incapable.
mark.
Is it not incapable?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I typed uncapable. My phone was like, girl, what you doing? So
But
it's
my notes are like, are you sure you don't mean incapable?
Yeah.
And then afraid and expectations. These are all pretty good words. Mario, what do
Mhm.
you write? What are you writing in the cauldron? Let's do it right now.
What am I writing in the cauldron?
Let's write
Okay.
something right now. I got my notebook right here.
Yeah. What are y'all words?
Hmm. I definitely would have written. I definitely would have
Oh,
written down anxiety because as a musician, a performer, I get a lot of anxiety, social anxiety, performance anxiety, and I really just want to let that go and just allow myself to have fun.
Yeah, of course.
Hmm.
I like that. Go ahead. Come through. Come through. That's
What
so
about you,
funny
Jake?
to say that.
I'm writing it down right now. I have one word in my hand and
What's
only one word. The
what
word
is
that I have chosen is
Okay, Tyra.
overthinking.
it?
I am
Mm.
constantly overthinking, getting in my head about things. Oh, twisting the tiniest little thing. I'll make a mole out of a mountain out of a molehill, I believe is the phrase. And that's something I just gotta, let go of.
That's a good one, honestly, because like I told y'all, I was in my thoughts all day, the day I got eliminated, and I was overthinking a lot. And then that's why I called my mom to say, like, I need some reassurance or something. And she said, just, let everything play out how it's supposed to play out. Continue being yourself and just see what happens. And that's a good one. You made me think of that episode.
You know, I'm
We're
gonna
talking about it.
I'm gonna toss this to the side and I'll burn it
By the
later.
way.
She's done. At the end, Hazel says, "I love magic." And me laughing. I don't know why it made me laugh so much because it's just so silly. But he's just like, "I love magic."
I love Hazel.
It's
I
so funny.
remember when Hazel's word was insecure. And fun fact, they didn't show this, but I got emotional because when Hazel was explaining, his really got to me and I felt for him. And I was like, oh, because he was just saying how he always felt insecure and stuff. And he went deep into it. And when people share their stories, it
Mhm.
resonates with you. And his, out of everyone, it got to me. And I was emotional because I was like, damn, I wish I could get up and hug you right now. I
Mm.
love me some Hazel.
Yeah, like the part that they showed us. He talks a little bit about his family, so I'm assuming he just talked, probably a little bit more about that because
He
Mhm.
went in, he did.
yeah, that's what
And
I
I
thought.
just felt for him in that moment because I was like, oh my God, wow. But never judge a book by its cover. And I felt so bad when I was doing the um
Whenever Marcus was like, "Who's Hazel?" and you were like, like,
I'm
Hazel
screaming.
was
like,
like Dolly, and that's how I was looking at him like, why is he like that? So I misjudged him, and as the season went on, that was my boo. I was hanging with him a lot, and I was like, he's so sweet. Like, oh, you should never judge a book by its cover because when you start reading, you start to realize this is such a good, sweet, genuine person. And it's like to this day, we text all the time. We keep in touch, and I love his energy and his good vibe. Like he's such a sweet person. Oh, don't get me started. That's my Hazel baby.
He seems like a sweetheart. I think I also definitely misjudged him because we came in. I was like, "Oh, here we go. This
I
boy
said
don't
the same thing.
ain't a thought between those ears." And now I'm like, I actually think that he is way smarter than
He
we're giving him credit
is.
for. I
He
think this
was
boy is
really
actually
smart.
insanely smart. I think he's just like he might be playing up a little ditzy for the show, but I feel like
Yeah,
he's got a lot going on in there. I know it.
he did. That's
Hmm.
why, because when we filmed and then when we stopped filming and when we talked to each other, I was like, you are someone I would hang out with, literally. And it was just good vibes with Hazel. That's my baby.
We move on to
Oh,
the Newly-Bred game.
damn. Well, before we take it there, I just want to bring up Hazel again, who's like, I hope some of us are getting bread. It's been a while.
Girl, get getting
So,
tested.
Wait, she said,
bread bread and tested. Make sure you know your status.
oh, I
mhm.
missed that part.
No, he didn't say that. He just said it's been a while since I've got bread.
Uh, but
So, the Newly-Bred. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
no, no, you're good.
So Stormy comes out and we're playing the Newly-Bred game, Jazz Hands, if you're
Mm,
listening. And so what's going to happen is Stormy's going to ask a question, and both people have to get the same answer to get 5 points. And I was like, okay, this is really cute. When Jake and I were watching, we actually played it here at home too.
yeah, we did. Because
I did not get as many points with my partner as I thought I would. We definitely
Yeah.
talked about that after.
yeah, well, my partner was not with me, so I was asking. I was the Stormy in this situation. So Stormy would
Hmm.
ask the question. I would ask the question to Imario, his partner. We would pause. I would go grab a snack, and when I came back, they would answer. Which also, before we move on, we got to talk about Stormy's outfit here. So
Oh, yes.
the black outfit was really cute, and I liked it, but she had on this blue eyeshadow, which I was like, what is this blue eyeshadow doing with this witchy outfit? Now we see
Mhm.
because this blue outfit, the eyeshadow matches it perfectly.
Perfect match.
I felt like she looked cute there, honestly. I liked it. But when I saw the whole like wedding look in that scene, all I kept thinking is, what are we about to play? And then I guess I kind of expected her to wear like all white or something. When I saw the blue, I was like, cute. Okay, it was cute. But
She's like the she's the like a bridesmaid. She's not
yeah,
the bride. She's the
She's the
bridesmaid.
bridesmaid.
she looked good though in that scene. I'm not gonna lie. I felt like she always looked good when we came on set because we wouldn't see her prior to that or anything. We just showed up and then she would come like, someone showing up late to a party, like, okay, everyone there. Okay, now I can come in.
Yeah.
I just was like, okay, Stormy, look at you in that all blue, giving Cinderella vibes.
I love her in the sparkle. She looks good in the sparkle,
Hmm.
So this is a good look
Right.
for her. All right, let's continue
So
with these
we're
questions. There's a lot
yes, so
here.
we're going through these questions. Some of these, I wrote down some of them, like your daddy asks you to pick up food. What do you pick up? Which I thought was a really good question. I wrote here Nigel and Rico, either burgers. Rico said burgers, and Nigel was like, "No, I want tacos." And then Rico was just like, "This bitch been eating burgers for 2 days. I don't know where the hell these tacos came from." I was rolling. That shit was so funny. I couldn't.
Which I'm like, he's probably tired of burgers. That's why he wrote taco. He wanted
Exactly.
something else.
That's the thing. And I was like, wait a minute. But I don't know. In that scene, I was like, I'm waiting for y'all. Y'all get the questions right. Like y'all always all up on each other. In that scene too, I remember looking at them like, come on, y'all need to get it together.
Uh-huh.
Since when tacos all of a sudden? Because I'm like, wasn't he eating burgers too? But they were funny. They were so cute.
I need you to explain something to me.
Yeah.
Italian mac and cheese.
I mean, he said he likes that, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna keep that in mind. But I never had Italian mac and cheese
Me
before.
either. I didn't even
Does
know that was
that
a thing.
does
So,
that
like,
insinuate the existence of like Indian mac and cheese? Like, is that what?
Girl, I don't know.
Is there one for
Maybe.
everybody?
I'm gonna whip me up some Puerto Rican mac and cheese in a
right? 'Cause
second.
I was thinking, is there like a Spanish mac and cheese or anything? But when he said that to me, when we were talking about what's your favorite food, and he said that, I was like, there is a such thing as Italian mac and cheese. Okay, well, I'll keep that in mind.
I would be like, you
Uh,
know what, you got the PhD. Whatever you say, okay, there's Italian mac and
Right?
cheese.
but yeah, I'm like, you too pretty to argue with. Like, whatever you say, sure. Italian mac and cheese
Exactly.
is all yours.
It was so cute though.
Mhm. I think your brother
What the-
pops up with a tumakung, which is a papaya salad, if you're unfamiliar, which delicious. Papaya salad is so fucking good, y'all. It
Yeah.
is, but you got to get it real spicy. It's not good unless it's
Oh,
spicy. You got to be able, you want to be like,
We love a paprika. If it's spicy, then that means it's good. If it's not spicy, that means it's dry, like some people's pussy. But mine's like dry. I'm joking.
give Laganja her coins. It's really dry like your vagina.
like your vagina.
Let me stop.
What was the other question I had here? Was it what was your himbo's pet peeve or was it daddy's pet peeve?
I think it was your daddy's pet peeve.
Yeah.
Daddy's pet peeve. I hear here in all caps, fake ass content creators, and I thought of that meme like fake content creators when real ones come around. It's the girl from the Players Club all on her. Like I
Yeah.
thought that was funny.
What's her name?
Um,
Rodney.
yeah, that's the one. And then
I had written here, I wrote, is fake people a pet peeve? I thought a pet peeve is like something very kind of tiny that you don't like. Like, I don't like when people smack their gum, or I don't like when a
Mhm.
mustache goes over the top lip. Like, it's got to be, kind of cut right above the lip. I think it looks
Yeah.
better. Like,
That,
a pet peeve is like something small, no?
Anthony
I
said
agree
laundry,
too.
right?
But when they said, I think it was what's his name, Keith that said that, and I was like, oh, I didn't think that would be a pet peeve to someone. But pet peeves to me, in my opinion, is when I'm talking to someone and they're smacking their gum in front of me. That's a pet peeve to me because I feel like, okay, if I'm talking to you and you're doing that, that's kind of rude. Or if I'm talking to someone and they start looking elsewhere, like, yeah, I think we're gonna go over here to the park. So it's like, okay, go over there to the park since you're looking over there. Things like that I take are pet peeves. So I didn't think that, a fake ass social media influencer would be a pet peeve, but we'd be learning things
I
in the Dilf
guess.
mansion,
I guess. I'm
Hmm.
learning new things every day.
right?
The himbo's favorite artist. Everyone loved Maya. That's what I wrote here.
I love
Like
that
I
for
think what
y'all.
Maya popped up like two, three times, maybe three, four times.
It was 2 times, both the twins named
Yeah.
Maya.
Okay.
Y'all know who Maya is, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I had to ask Jake for clarification. I was like, wait, isn't it MIA? And he's like, no, that's MIA. Maya is Maya. And I was like, oh,
Really?
okay.
Yeah, you're thinking
I
paper
was
planes, not
I
Maya.
was paper planes, gunshot, cash register.
Yeah,
Like that's
that's
what I was thinking of.
Oh my
different,
God.
different. That's my MIA is that one. This is Maya MYA
So wait,
with a little accent, right?
yes. Do y'all know the song Take Me There?
I do
I
not know.
don't
Oh
think
my
so.
God.
Do I?
Y'all make
Hold
y'all
on.
I,
showing my age. That was a popular song from the Rugrats movie. It's
Oh,
called
okay. Wait, then maybe I do know it.
Take Me There with Blackstreet. Take me there.
Mhm.
I wanna go there. Take me there and go where. Just take
Okay.
me to that great place with wonders and wish.
Yes, wait,
Y'all
wait, wait.
know?
Are you gonna
Future Jake, cut this out. I'm gonna listen to it, but I don't want to get us, banned on
get a
nothing.
takedown?
So,
Like
No problem.
and we're back. I listened to it, and I did know the Maya song. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Gotta put y'all on. That's my girl.
Mhm.
She's my favorite. And we've met her, we've hung out with her a couple times. So I always say her, like, that's my sis, me and Derek's sister, because she knows our vibe and energy. And we feed off of that. And I love her for that. That's my boo.
I, I love that Barry and Marcus. I wrote the town women because I just watched Abbott Elementary recently.
The city girls, the town
The city
women.
girls. It was so funny. I couldn't. The challenge ended. The challenge was over and was won by Barry and Marcus, who got literally every single question right. Because Barry said, "When you my baby," oh, sorry. When you my baby, I
Oh my
make it a
god,
point to know my
the eyes. Okay,
the
but
eyes.
I will say this though. Everyone else has been in there for a lot longer, so they may have already forgotten all the stuff that they talked about early on. Meanwhile, Barry and
Mhm.
Marcus have only been there for a day or two. They're just getting into all that stuff, so it's all fresh at the front of their minds. So
That's
I
That,
think
true.
I think they had an upper hand for this challenge.
that is true, yeah. But I don't know. I just felt like I mean, because to this day, I was thinking to myself, how the hell they got all of that right? They just got in, and you mean to tell me first day you're asking each other's questions all day long? But I mean, hey, when they won, I didn't, I was like, okay, kudos to them. I just remember I was hot as hell that day. I was dripping, I was sweating, my back was sweating. I was like, let's just go. I was kind of upset that we lost because I don't like to lose. I'm competitive, so I like to play games. Me and Derek used to play, believe it or not, we used to play sports growing up. We played baseball, volleyball. So when I lose, it just would get to me. So I was just like, I'm hot. I want to go inside. They won. And I
Like,
was like,
whatever. Okay, let's move on.
yeah.
Um, Nigel was also extremely upset that they didn't win because Nigel was just
No,
like,
she said it's
"Oh, they talking
bullshit.
about surface level conversations. This is bullshit." And then Dr. Dill says, "Oh yeah, talking about your biggest fear is such a shallow question." Like,
Yeah.
Dr. Dilf was too funny with the narrative because I was like, you are shady.
Uh-huh. And then they win a boat ride and they got to send someone home.
mhm,
Did y'all
yeah.
know that the winner was going to get that beforehand? Like, did you know they were going to be able to send someone home, or did you find that afterwards?
No, we knew,
You knew?
because Stormy had told us right then and there. She said, you guys won while we were all outside. So she said,
Mhm.
you guys also have the power to eliminate someone. And I was just looking at them like, oh, they're gonna
Damn.
eliminate somebody. So I remember phew, I was just shocked because I was like, wow, they're about to make a power move. So let's see what they're about to do.
Because listen, if Stormy had said whoever wins gets to send someone home before the game started, I would have been there Morse code, tapping my foot, being like,
Yeah, uh-huh.
baby, you better get this question right. That's an A, boom, 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 boom. Now that's a D, boom, 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 boom.
I'm
Well,
tapping out chicken and rice on the ground. Can you feel it? Like,
Yeah.
she didn't say that prior to the game. She only said that
That's
afterwards.
what
And
I'm saying. Yeah, but if she said it
I'm sorry.
beforehand, I would have been way more. The competition would have been
Hmm.
there if I was y'all. But yeah, I think the fact
mhm.
that they kept it hidden until afterwards, it was like
That
Shit.
was definitely a twist. And I was like, damn. Because you see, me and Ed, we were in the top along with Derek and Anthony. We with Marcus and Barry, we all were like the top three up there on the board. So we were pretty good with our answers, getting it right, but they won, and I was like, okay, we'll see what they doing.
And then multiple people this episode, because Keith is like talking about how a lot of people have been saying that Marcus and Barry's relationship seems fraudulent. Oh wait,
That's
what
such a strong word.
is something else happening here that we're not seeing that everyone because so many people keep talking about it. I'm like, do they really seem that
Mhm.
fraudulent? Which fraudulent that is a really strong word for this.
I'm not gonna say nothing. All I say is what you see is what you get, basically. However you display yourself, the world will see. And that's
Mhm.
that. Cause I'm like, you know what? You get what you put out, I guess. And I know what I put out was authentic, genuine, real to this day. So people are watching and they see what type of person you are. If you're likable, they'll like you. If they see you're not genuine, they would read into that and they would study like, we can tell who's this way and who's that way. So if people suspect what they suspect, I just be sipping my popcorn, not sipping, eating my popcorn like, okay, let me sip my tea because that's their business, child.
Noted.
Well,
Noted.
we definitely got some tea sipping coming up in this next scene.
Yeah, Hazel, Marcus, and the twins. Which
Hmm.
also, before we get into this, Hazel and Marcus, when they're talking, they're kind of kibitzing about the whole situation beforehand, back with Kane, and
Mhm.
the way they were talking about it was just kind of giving me like Joanne the scammer, messy bitch who lives for drama, because
Really?
like they were like Marcus specifically was like living for the drama of it all, and because when he starts, they're the two of them are talking to both of y'all. And then Marcus goes, "We have experiences." And I'm like, "Marcus, you weren't even there though. This is Kane's experience." Like Marcus, that. And then when Anthony later on is like, "How did Marcus get involved in this?" Left me
That
wondering the
was
same thing. How the hell did you end up here?
That's why I wasn't so sure about them too, because fun fact, that scene was supposed to be for Derek, Marcus, and Hazel. But Hazel pulled me to the side and said, "Hey babes, can you come in this scene with us? Because it's really serious." And I was looking like,
I'm
bitch, what?
saying.
What's about to happen?
oh.
So he said, I need you to be in this scene because I'm scared. And I'm already on guard, like, well,
Right,
this
like
I'm looking like I don't know these people from
I
nowhere.
don't-
So y'all see my shirt was off, hair was slicked back, just in case. I was looking like, what we about to do? Because if he just said I'm not supposed to be in this scene, but he asked for me to be in this scene, I was like, what's going on, baby? Let me see what's about to happen. And I just remember when they were saying what they said, I was like, is this true? 'Cause I don't know them, and they could be stirring up shit. They could be starting shit just to maybe get us out. Like maybe this is a way of
Mhm.
getting the twins out the house. So I wasn't believing them at first, but then just looking at the way Hazel was talking, and I remember his emotion, like you can read and differentiate someone being like real and authentic and someone who's not being like, no, I'm just telling you, like, you can tell genuine from a person. So when I was looking at when Hazel was speaking, I was like, I don't think he would lie about this. So I'm just believing it. And I was like, yeah, I can feel when someone is being honest with me versus someone who's just starting shit. So I believed him. I was like, yeah. Because like I told y'all, we bonded. I was close with him, Rico, and Keys. It was all of us in the room all the time. We was just kicking and just, it was like we started from day one. We just was all close. So if he told me like, I got something to tell you and it's deep, that just means this is important from you to come in. Because if you didn't care, you wouldn't ask for me to come in, you know? So that's how I
Mhm.
took it. And I was like, yeah, I think I believe him.
what did you feel after seeing the footages that we saw during that scene of Anthony, because what I saw, right, Hazel's like, well, Anthony
Mhm.
came down to me, but the footage, all we see is Anthony just kind of talking to him from the staircase. So that's for me, that I'm like, there's a little bit of a disconnect here. But like, how did you feel after seeing what we saw?
I remember prior to that, we were both in the room, me and Derek, and we were surrounded by a crew. They were like consoling us and just telling us to, it'll be okay. Like, we understand this was a lot because, like I told y'all, I'm displaying emotions of excitement.
Emotion.
But
Mhm.
they said we need Derek to come out and, speak to Anthony. After seeing the confrontation, all I kept thinking is, this is the scene I should have been in because I feel like I would have grilled Anthony and told him straight up, why are these two coming here saying this? Why would they make this up? Are they lying? And if not, why don't you just be a man about it and say, yeah, I came at them, I spoke to them, but it wasn't like that? Because if it's one person saying it, then it's like, okay. But if it's two people coming, because it's like, why is Marcus coming here? What do he have to do with this, you know?
Nothing. He had
Oh,
nothing to do with
Marcus,
it.
he just
Exactly.
He's only there
So
because Kane told him, not Kane, because Hazel mentioned it
Hazel
to him.
asked him
But
to be. Mhm.
yeah,
So
but
that's why I was thinking to myself, like, see, everything happens for a reason. There was a reason I shouldn't have been in that scene, and it makes sense because I feel like I would have grilled that motherfucker like it was no
You,
I
tomorrow.
got that written in my notes. I said, "Where the hell is Daniel during this scene? Where is he?"
hmm
Yeah, I think it would have been pretty bad. And I feel like, fun fact, I
Oh,
had asked the producers, so if Derek is gonna be in this scene, can I be with him right here? And they was like, no, baby, because we know how you are. So no. I was like, y'all don't know how I am. I'm sweet when
I'm
I wanna
dead.
be.
I'm dead. Oh my god. Let's really get into kind of the nitty gritty of this confrontation between Anthony and Derek. So
Mhm.
hmm
Anthony out the gate is coming in a little hot, which I understand, it's a pressure cooker situation. Emotions are running high, tensions are
hmm
high, you're feeling things just so much more hard. But at the same time, like we said earlier, talk to me nice. It's about how you say it, you know?
Yeah.
I can understand he'd be pissed that Hazel could misconstrue a situation, which, because here's the thing, right? Two things can be true at once. Hazel can believe that Anthony is flirting with him and still be really genuine about how he comes to y'all with that situation. But that doesn't necessarily mean that that's what happened. So Anthony could have also been just going at him to try to get him to know him friendly wise or whatever. But I just think the emotions were so high. So I'm like, I don't know who to believe. I don't know what's going on. Everyone's yelling at each other. Hazel said, I could feel my body leaving my soul. That got me.
That was too funny. The only reason why I genuinely believed Hazel because you see it when Anthony got out that room, he looked down at Hazel, made eye contact. So why in a moment where you were supposed to be like, intimate with your partner, you leave your partner to go downstairs in that moment? You wanted to speak to Hazel? Why? So I understand why Hazel is saying, yeah, that day when y'all, because everybody knew Derek was in his feelings, it showed, and everyone saw the reason why. But what Daniel and Derek didn't know was that Anthony approached Hazel in that moment. So Hazel, thank you for being a real one to come over to Derek to say, this is what happened. And it's sad that this happened the day got in your feelings and emotions. So that's why I was like, because one thing I'm gonna do is try to get both sides of the story to see, like, wait a minute, why did
hmm
he leave? And what? Because Hazel, he was playing the piano, minding his business, doing his thing, and you are being approached by a guy saying, "Hey, you seem pretty cool. Like, I misjudged you, and I want to get to know you more. Why? Or like, you could have did this early on. Why are you just now asking Hazel? I'm not asking like you're saying to Hazel, like, I want to get to know you now.
hmm
That could kind of come off like you want to maybe leave Derek now because of what just took place and now go a different route in the game. Mm, I just was looking at it like, yeah, this seems kind of shady, and I don't like that because one thing that we're gonna do is always be upfront and keep it real. So if you feel this type of way, why don't you just say it? Like, I'd rather someone tell me how they really feel, even if it's gonna hurt
Mhm.
me, than bullshit me or dance around questions too. Because if I'm asking you a question and you can't give me a straight answer, you want to dance around it, that speaks volumes. That just tells me who you are as a person too. So that's why I feel like, the producers knew what they were doing when they paired people with each other because a bitch like me would have told him straight up, you want that bitch? Let me know right now because
Go get her. Here she
Go
is.
get
I'm not
by the hair. Just, mhm.
I'm not going to be playing around with this. Y'all saw, I said it from the jump. I'm not here to play no games with nobody. I don't give a
Mhm.
fuck how cute he is. You're not playing me.
And I'm
Shit.
not wearing no damn silk pajamas, bitch. I brought my own
Okay.
pajamas. I brought
I
my own
forgot about
things.
that.
I
It's
brought my
like,
own things.
I came in here brought my own thing, and even if it wasn't cute to you, it's cute to me, and I like it. So,
I'm with you. I'm just trying to get like both sides of the situation because the thing is like I do believe Hazel, but I also on some level kind of believe
Mhm.
Anthony because he's all about not playing the game and this is a man with a child. He's looking for something serious and he's not playing around. So I'm like, it's just like things are not clicking in my brain is trying to fire it off, but like the wires are just not connected. So and this whole situation just reads very it's
It's very
odd.
murky.
It's very murky, and we're having Anthony
And
on next week, so we're gonna get into it again with him as well.
yeah.
But if we gotta be tough love, we gotta be tough love. That's just how it's gonna have to be. But
But
just the
my
timing
whole
was just so convenient. Like, I don't know.
exactly. That's what
yeah,
I'm saying. It's
exactly.
like it's excuse me, it's all about the timing that this all took place. That's why I have the big question of why did he approach you at this specific time when we were all getting the kunta popping? So it
Yeah.
just doesn't make sense and it just makes you think, why you did that? Why did you do that? And if you, well, I just want to get to know him at this specific time when we were supposed to get it on. That just, what do y'all think about that? Like, honestly, I'm curious to know. I know y'all were asking me
Well,
that, but
here
Hmm.
I'll say my piece, and then tomorrow you can say your piece, right? So
Okay.
what I took from it, right? So he leaves the room. Did he? I was confused. Did he talk to Hazel right as he left the room, or he went on the run? Because when he came back, we see him, he's all sweaty. So I'm like, did he go on the run and then talk to Hazel on the way back in?
so he was gone for a long time. I remember because we was in the room for quite a while, and I I'd assume he went for a run because you see, as he came back, he looked sweaty.
Like you could, the sweat was rippling down his body, which I made a
Mhm.
note. I was like, he looks good. The sweat is nice, but
But I'd assume, yeah, he did go running because when I saw, and he usually did go running too. I remember that's what he do. So I took that as, oh, he went running, but then he came back, as you can see. And right before he, I guess, was about to go in the room, he must have heard us still kikiing. And that's when he leaned over to look to see Hazel by the piano. And he did what he did, but child,
see, because if he leaves the room and talks to Hazel immediately, that's weirder to me than if he leaves the room, goes on a run, comes back, and then talks to Hazel. You know what I mean? Because
yeah.
after the run, then he's probably cooled off. It's like not on his mind anymore. Then he comes in and sees Hazel on the piano and is like, oh, hey, I misjudged you. I think you're really cool. Let's get to know each other. But if
Mhm.
he like right after it happened, left the room, goes to Hazel, then it's weird. So I'm like, if the timeline gets cleared up for me, then that'll make more sense. But Mario, what did you think?
I don't know. After learning all this knowledge and tasting all this tea, I'm kind of on Hazel's side with this because, okay, the thing happened in the room, went out for a run. I don't know about y'all, but after exercise, Mama gets a little horny. He came back in,
Not
saw
me.
Hazel at
I'm
the
getting tired
piano,
as hell.
and then I don't know, came in, saw Hazel at the piano, was like, "Ooh, you looking real delicious right now. Oh, we got to change mics. Hey, I want to get to know you a little better." Put the mic back on. What happened? I don't know. See, That's how I'm taking it.
I don't know. I'm not taking no sides just yet. I'm gonna wait till next week when we talk to Anthony about it. Then we'll see whose side I'm on. But yeah,
No.
this is definitely a situation.
It was.
A quandary, a situation.
Yeah, but then the other thing I have right here, this is a big red flag to me from Marcus.
Yeah.
Oh,
He says, what's a couple things here that he said?
a
And the thing
couple
is
flags.
I really
Okay.
like Marcus and Mary. I think they're cool. I think they make great TV. But these couple things that he said, I was like, "Ugh, girl, I don't know about that." He says, when the other daddies are around, I look down. I don't talk to y'all. I'm all about my daddy. It's a respect thing. You've known this man for a day and you already are not going to look around, not even just try to talk to people friendly wise. You're just going to keep your eyes at the ground, not look at nobody. That to me just reads really, that sounds kind of like a trauma response. Like
I
this
agree.
man's not controlling you. You're allowed to talk to other people in the room. You're not allowed
Mhm.
just to be friends with the himbos. You could be friends with the daddies too.
Exactly. And I feel like I'm not like that. I'm going to look at people, but it's how you act on situations. You can look at someone all you want. Anthony's a good looking guy. I'm going to look at him. I'm not going to act on anything because it just shows who you are as a person. So
Exactly.
I feel
Hmm.
like with him saying, I don't look at no one, I have my eyes set. Don't get me wrong, that's how I am when I'm in a relationship too. I'm all focused on my boo, but I'm still gonna look at people. It's natural. You're gonna look at people who is attractive. Everybody does that. So, like
Oh,
I said, people show you.
It
Mm,
just read a little weird to me.
it-
I was like, why are you like you're in this experience. You should talk to the people in the house, get to know people. That maybe then they'll vote for you when you win the top, exactly.
mhm.
mhm.
Like that's part of the game, but I don't know. It just felt weird to me. That was, and then the second thing that he said, he kept being like, "Do you get that? Maybe you noticed. Did you know?" And that I was like, oh, "Girl, come on now. This is a
It's
bit
It's
much."
Rico
like,
round two, I swear.
like, so you want him to notice that too, that you're not looking at him? There's like people be outing themselves. And it's like, I don't understand people. You do something, not realizing the repercussion that comes with what you're doing and what you're saying. I don't think people realize that, but
I
Yeah,
mean, um,
I don't know. To me,
okay.
if you're in a relationship, respect goes farther than just not looking at people, and keeping your eyes to the ground. Like you're a boyfriend, you're not a nun. You're allowed, you have eyes,
Like that.
use them,
mm,
baby.
literally use what God gave you. You can look.
Exactly. I'm not saying go around and touch everything in the house, but you
And
know,
shit, if you like what you see, why don't you compliment? Because when I'm with my guy, I'd be like, "Oh, he's cute too. He got
uh-huh.
You see that ass?
Hmm.
He got ass."
Absolutely.
Things like that. Nothing is wrong with that. I'm not gonna pretend I don't see someone cute because I feel like it's just stupid. Like I'm gonna walk and
Yeah.
be like, mm, mm. I'm gonna
Right.
be like, damn, that one is cute too. Do he got ass? Or things like that, you know? And if he
Yeah.
agrees with me, then I'm gonna be like, that's why we're together, because you know.
Hmm.
Yeah. Just because we're together doesn't mean other people stop being fine.
Exactly.
There's 7 billion people on this planet. Like, trust me, there's more.
Seriously.
So we get on the boat ride. We see Barry and Marcus. They're having a cute old grand little time. I did not know that champagne came in a twist top bottle. I thought it was only like the pop top
Oh girl,
thing.
we sell it at the shoe. We got the twist top, the big ones. We got the little, I think it's like a 12 or 12-ounce ones. Those was only
Uh-huh.
$7. Get yourself a little glass of champagne, you don't commit the whole thing.
Yeah. How you ain't know
Okay.
there's champagnes that's a twist off? Wait,
Cause
where
I
are
did
you
not know that.
guys?
Chicago. We're
Okay, I never been
Chicago.
to
We're in
Chicago.
Chicago. Like,
Chicago's a
and
good
I
time.
also, it's
Way to
great.
go.
I also only usually drink tequila, so I've only ever seen like the twist top tequila. I'm like, okay, I don't usually go for champagne. That's why I didn't know. I'm sorry.
It's
Okay.
okay.
She get the bougie champagne. She said, "Oh my god, it's popping only."
Like
Wait, so that's the champagne you get? You like it, don't
I
We got it.
gave
My
it to
favorite
us.
my favorite
Yes.
words. My favorite words.
I wrote here, I thought Barry and Marcus were, I think they're a cute couple. I think they work well together. And I don't know, I guess on TV, I thought the connection they had was I thought it was genuine. Like I enjoy seeing them together. And then they just clock in. And Barry's like, let's talk strategy. What do you think about Nigel and Rico? And it was like, oh, all right, we're going straight there. They went through every single couple and they gave the thoughts. And Barry was like, do we take out our strongest competition? Do we take out someone who has no connection? It's very like social games, Survivor, the traders. Like that's what it's turning into on this boat.
Yeah, which that's the time to do it. When you
It
get that type of
is.
power, that's when you really got to weigh out your options. I wrote here, gorgeous gowns, beautiful gowns. I like the outfits they have on. But when Marcus said he would chew up and spit out the other daddies, at first I was like, oh my god. But then I thought about it. And I was like,
Huh.
yeah, honestly, I don't know if anyone else can really handle him like that. He's really intense. Like they're the thing is they're both really intense. So I feel like
Mhm.
they're just like that.
Yeah.
I feel like they were definitely meant for each other because when I saw the way they feed off of each other in the house, I was like, yeah, they definitely, because when you see people and then you study their mannerisms, you just be like,
Hmm.
yeah, they go together and this is why they are meant to be for each other. And I remember observing them. They are a good looking couple, I will say that. But, child,
If you and Ed were in the boat and you had the same power, who you sending home?
I would
Ooh.
honestly go based off of the game, the challenge that we just played. And I feel like it goes kind of in hand with who had the least amount of answers right and who we feel is just not compatible in this situation. Well, in this show, in this environment, basically. And I just feel like and man, I talked about that too. I said whoever was least amount of votes, I mean least amount of answers, or just wasn't
Hmm.
compatible enough, then I feel like we should let them go. So that way the couples who are in the house who are like, here for love and they want to compete, let them be the ones on the top of the show. Like you wanted to get to the wire, like, okay, these are the couples that's making it. Like, oh shit, like I want everybody to feel like they're on the edge of their seat. Like, it's this couple, that couple, that couple. They're in the top four. Like, let's see what they're about to bring. That's the vibe
Hmm.
that I wanted. I wanted like the top couples who are genuinely here for love, and not. Yeah, we get it. It's a game. It's a competition. But at the same time, there were people who was actually here to find someone, me, my baby daddy. And if we won the game, the competition, that's even a bonus. Like, okay, I got my man and we won too. Whereas some people was like, it's a game, so we're here to win. That's it. Like, oh, okay. You see people where their mindset is at, and it's like, okay, if that's how they feel, then I guess that's how they feel. So it is what it is.
Like, so you're one of the types to where you want to compete with the best. You want just the best there. So you would have sent home probably Kane and Hazel, right?
I
I feel
would
like
say, yeah, because I feel like were they like the most compatible? I don't think they had a genuine connection. There's no shade to them. I love them both. I'm just saying
Hmm.
strategic wise,
yeah. And I
like you
think they knew that. I think they knew that. Like I think they both seem really cool and they seem like they're friendly with each other,
hmm
but they give me more it's like they're just like sisters. They're
exactly.
not
Yeah,
they're
I
not
get
really doing a
that.
whole lot. They're just doing some yoga together, playing some
Uh,
patty cake like
the patty
Patty
cake.
cake.
yeah.
But that's the vibe too. I agree. And it's like they look like they could be friends only. I don't know if there's like a chemistry going on here, but only time will tell. That's how I say, like, okay, we'll see.
Mm-hmm.
What'd you think on the boat of Mario when they were really going through the couples? Because I know when we were watching it together, our jaws were just open the entire time. We were nervous.
I was scared for me and my man. I thought we was gonna get eliminated. Like they was just running through
No,
everybody.
Yeah.
we can jump to the TV, and he says, "So
Right.
Mario and Abel, I think they're a strong couple. I think we should." I would have been nervous. Like
Yeah.
because for me, obviously strategically, if you really want to send out someone strong, it's one of the two twin couples or Nigel Rico.
Also, you think too, one of the twin couples. I mean, that's fair, honestly. And honestly, I agree too, because when I think about it, it's like we was a strong group of people. And I just was seeing like who is like really tight with their dudes, Daniel and Derek with Anthony and Ed. Rico and Nigel. It's like you just see who's strong in this. But at the same time, it just made me think if I was in their shoes, who would it be? Like, would it be based off of the challenge? But
Yeah, I think I would have probably voted based off the challenge because here's what I'm thinking, right? So season one,
Absolutely.
at the end of season one, how they voted the winner, everyone else voted, right? So everyone eliminated it as well. So if you make an enemy out of the two people that you sent home, that's two votes out for you. You know what I
exactly.
mean? So for me, I
Yep.
probably would have just sent home the people with the least amount of numbers.
And I feel like it would have been at least fair because you could back up your, claims of why I'm voting you. We felt like you guys had the least amount of answers right. And that tops and shows that, you're not compatible to be with each other. So this is why I'm eliminating you. You back up your claims why you're eliminating someone. But other
Yeah.
people had other plans, child. And I guess if you're a threat, then
Right.
to each his
Which,
own.
yeah,
I
I
don't
mean,
know. I feel like voting out the threat thing, I guess that's good for like, I want to face the biggest competition, but then they're gonna come back and be like, I'm gonna threaten you in the finale when we gotta vote as a group. And I don't
Mhm.
know. I wouldn't want that.
and not
Like,
just that, you make an enemy out of one twin couple, but the other one,
This,
they're coming for you.
like what?
They
Like
are coming for
what?
you. You know?
I feel like
ooh,
they just put a target on their back by doing that, and I feel like that
100%.
was a stupid decision because if you voted someone's sibling out, you don't think that sibling may probably come for you or something, or not even, maybe he don't even have to do that. You just showed everyone who you are
And
by
how
doing
you're playing it.
exactly.
exactly.
You just put a target on your back by saying, we're here for the game. We're here for the game. Not Derek or Anthony. Well, I'm sure they're looking at you like, oh, okay. But guess who else is looking at you like that? Keith and Jimmy, Rico and Nigel, Kane and Hazel. Everybody else is looking at you like, oh, okay. So this is how y'all doing this. So I just feel like to this day, it was a stupid decision. Like, come on now. I get it. You want to eliminate who's your biggest threat, but I'm gonna be honest, I wouldn't think I was a threat, but I don't know. Y'all said one of the twins too, so it makes me think maybe other people did feel that way too.
Well,
So,
I think y'all are the strongest couples, but I think by that same part,
mhm.
that's less reason to send you home for the long game. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Hmm.
But it gets me upset when I think about it every time because it's like when you play a game, you want to play it fair and square, but then you have to realize not everybody is thinking like that, Daniel. There's some people who just want to take you out because maybe they feel some type of way because of who you are or
Hmm.
because of what y'all got. I mean, Marcus said it himself. They're too cute, so we got to let that go. So you're gonna eliminate people because that's a cute couple. People
Exactly.
People hate to
So
see people happy.
so in that vein, he just called everybody ugly. Ugly. So
Well, I caught that on my second
talk about
watch. On my
that.
first watch, I didn't really pay attention to it. On the second watch, I heard him talk about that, and I thought originally, I thought he was just talking about you and your brother, not necessarily the couples. I thought he said that y'all were just too cute together. He had to break the two of you up, and I'm like,
No,
no, it should be illegal to send the twins home.
Hmm.
no, he was definitely talking about me and Ed. He said they were so cute together, so I just felt like we gotta eliminate that. I was like, really, girl? And we was calling each other sister girl. Hey, sister girl. Like,
Yeah.
are you gonna do that to your sister?
The
Okay,
I'm over
betrayal.
here
I
thinking y'all were about to
cannot.
make Marcus one of the triplets, you know?
right.
Oh,
Sister girl done turned on us, and I was like, damn, I don't think I
With
would
the
do that to my
quickness.
sister.
Mm-mm.
mm.
Well, we're talking about this elimination. Lead us kind of through this. Let's start from the time, where you're lining up for this scene to the end of it. Bring us through your feelings. Bring us through, this is your time. Say your piece. Get it all off your
Mhm.
chest.
I remember the feeling is still in my gut feeling. So I said, if I'm gonna go out tonight, let me at least go out with a bang. I said, let me put on like a Michael Jackson
I loved it.
Wait.
Prince kind of look. I was trying to channel their image a little bit, had a little braids, mixed with a little Alicia Keys. But I just said I want to go out there like just in case, because my feeling is still in me. So, and I had told Ed that day too, like I don't feel like the best. And he was like, don't worry about it. It's all good. And I just remember when I was holding his hands while we were in that line, I looked at him just out of random, and he looked right at me too. And we just looked into each other's eyes, and then I had looked away, and he did the same. And I was like, oh, I don't know. I'm feeling it. And I remember when they came over and they said, we're going to vote out our biggest threat, and it is Edwin and Daniel. And I just remember staring at them. And when they said Edwin and Daniel, I had to, oh, I knew it. I just knew it. My gut feeling is always telling me. And right then and there, I didn't know what to say. I remember he let go of me. Ed let go of my hands and was like, clap it up for them, clap it up.
Clap it up for Barry.
Yeah, he did.
And when he was doing that, my thoughts was like, what are you doing? Because I was upset. And when he started doing that, I just was in my thoughts like, what is he doing? And then he just was going back and forth. They were going back and forth for a good while. Some of it didn't air. And I just remember the producer was yelling, saying, all right, I want to hear what Daniel has to say. So when they came up to when it was my turn, y'all see, I just picked my head up and was like, I don't know what to say. I'm just lost for words. I'm sad. And then I was just like, oh, taking a deep sigh. Because I was like, this was not what I had in my mind that this would come out to be. I didn't expect for me to be eliminated like this. And it's like, damn, that really just fucked up my game. So that means I'm really leaving? Like, I'm really out this bitch? And I was like, wow, I'm just thinking in my head, Marcus, we were just building a friendship too. And you just saw what took place with Derek, and we were all together. So I don't understand how you could even vote us out. And Barry knew Ed, they were friends. So it just was shocking to me. It's like, why did I do this? And like I said, it makes me question like the situation with Anthony and Hazel. It just makes you question, why are y'all doing this? Why do people do the shit that they do? So I just remember I was a mess that day. I was crying. My face was white and my face was red at the same time. And I was sobbing to the point where I they got bits and pieces of it on camera when they told us to go in the house after in the mansion after filming, and I turned around because I wanted to be by myself. And Ed came over to me, comforting me because I was giving one of those ugly cries where, you sobbing like to the point where you have to just let it all out.
Let it
That
out.
was me.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't cried in a very, very long time. So I just wanted to be by myself. And I really appreciated Ed for being by my side right then and there. At the same time, I was like, what the fuck about twin Ed? But he was inside. I guess he didn't realize that because I be in my thoughts when I'm by myself. I was like, let me just be by myself. And Ed was comforting me while I was just letting it out. And then they was like, all right, come on, you guys, we got to go inside. I couldn't even look at Marcus and Barry because I was like, y'all really played us. Y'all smiled in our faces and then just played us. So it's kind of hard to see someone when they play a game like that because it just shows your character and who you are as a person. And then you say it yourself. That was too cute. We have to let them go because at the end of the day, it's a game. It's like, I don't have nothing to say. It's like, that's how you feel, then that's how you feel. I just know at the end of the day, I'm a good person. I would do right if I was in their position. I would play it fair and square, but not everybody is like me. So I have to realize that. And it did bother me seeing it again, watching it again. I was texting Ed and he was like, yeah, seeing you cry like that again, it really makes me sad. Like for real, for real. And I was like, my PhD, he's so cute. But watching it again, because I remember I was at work and he texted me saying, the episode is out. Like, have you watched it? And I was like, no, I'm busy right now. And then Jimmy texted me saying, hey, did you watch it? I was like, oh, child, did I miss something? Because I remember what took place. I was like, I remember that wasn't a good day. So they were just saying, like, yeah, you have to see it. Like, it was a lot. But I just want to say kudos to you because, you know, you left with style and grace and just so elegant. You're such a class act and such a good guy. And I was like, y'all knew this. It ain't nothing new. But it was just crazy. That's why I was like, you know what? Everything happens for a reason. So this, I finally feel like now I'm content and at peace, like seeing it. And don't get me wrong, when I watched it, Derek and I watched it like 2 or 3 times. And each time I watched it, I was crying because you see the
Oh,
emotion. Yeah, I see the emotions from my face of someone who is hurt, who is sad. It's like, damn, it's kind of like betrayal.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, damn, I was looking at myself like, damn, Daniel, you really went through it. So it just was a lot. What did y'all think when y'all saw me from the beginning, all jolly, bubbly, double cheeseburgers,
The double cheeseburger.
to now crying and sobbing?
But you know, this is a hard episode for me because Imario will tell you I have been rooting for the Hart Twins since episode 1. The second you said double
5 minutes into the
cheeseburger,
episode.
I mean, if you go back to that first recap, I'm talking about I love these twins. They are so good. So yeah, so to see one of you leave, it was hard. I'm gonna miss seeing you on the TV. You know, I hope we see more. I need more twinisms. They better give you this damn spinoff. I need to see more.
Well,
But
all I gotta say is, keep watching. Just keep watching.
right, that's all I need to hear.
Ooh, I was really shocked because honestly, I was sitting there on the couch with Jake and my boyfriend. I thought Nigel and Rico were going to be the ones to go home because I was like, oh, I guess either them or Hazel and Kane. And then when they said you and Ed, I was just like, excuse me? I was, oh my God,
Blindsided.
I was upset. I think I paused it and I looked at Jake and we just like looked at each other and we were like, that's some fuck shit happening on TV right now. And it
Yeah.
was
Rigor Mortis, girl. Rigor
I hated
Mortis.
it. I hated it. I was so upset. Like
Yeah.
I just
Which I love. I love Nigel down, right? Like I would have been sad if he went home too.
Yes.
But to
Mhm.
me, like either sending home him and Rico or sending home Hazel and Kane would have been like the more obvious choices or strategic choices as
Yeah.
a viewer watching. But yeah,
Exactly. It's like I love them, but you have to think about it too this way. Like, okay, who can I, the strongest or the least compatible? But I can honestly say, like, I had fun. Like, I definitely made the most of this experience. And all I keep thinking is, it's up from here, baby. It's up.
mhm. Everything's coming up, Daniel.
We've been manifesting for the love of Dilfs All Stars since like episode 2.
Yeah. I
We
hope that
have,
happens.
yes.
That needs to come about. Like, that would be
Yeah,
epic.
give us the all stars. Bring the girls back. We want to see.
Mhm.
Literally.
I definitely need more of you and Derek on the television, like ASAP. You know, just put all of y'all
100%.
on the traders. Like just put everyone there. That's what I want to see. Traders season
Seriously.
3.
That would be so epic. And it's like, damn, these twins really doing that too, child.
Big Brother. Wait, no, there was a season of Big Brother where they had two twins swapping out like every episode. We need one of
Really?
those. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I
And
need
they
to
had to
watch.
they were pretending like they were just one person. And I think they tripped up somewhere towards like the middle and they kind of got messed up. But yeah, we need more y'all on TV.
Well, let's throw that out there in the universe because, you know, I'm really in touch with that.
We're manifesting
Uh-huh.
it.
Manifesting that.
Well, that brings us to the end of this episode. We end off on Stormy talking to Dr. Dill from her cauldron. And yeah.
Oh, wait.
What?
Do you want some cauldron nudes? Because whenever she's like, send nudes, but not in this, I was like, no, like let the smoke make a little like dick shape on the ground. Like I
Yeah.
want a little something spicy.
Get this
I
cauldron
would take a
nude.
cauldron nude.
Right.
A little
But
smoke rising up.
Yeah. Like
she literally cracked me up when she always ended by saying send news. And I'll be thinking, yeah, send news. Let me see what they all said. She's
That's
so,
so funny.
so cute.
Well, Daniel, thank you so much for joining us.
Of course. Thank y'all. It was so nice to meet you both. Like,
Likewise.
that
Oh,
You
made me
wanna
same.
you wanna tell the people what you got coming up? You wanna promote anything? Promote your socials, all that other stuff.
definitely look out for the Hart Twins because, like I said, this is not the end. There's definitely more to come. So just keep your eyes open. And you could follow me on social media at Daniel J. Hart1. That's on Instagram. And at Hart Twins with a Z at the end on
Hey.
all platforms Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. And I just send everybody nothing but good vibes, good energy, and spread love and not hate.
Amen. Mario, where's the booty do the origami at?
The Booty Do the Origami on Twitter.com. We do it front ways, back ways, and sideways if you're nasty.
Right.
Okay.
Let them know.
I love that. I love y'all. Thank y'all. Thank y'all
Thank
so much.
you.
But thank you.
My name is Jake. You can follow me at Poison Touch Pod to see my other podcast, The Poison Touch Advice Hour, where Gay and his friends give you the best and worst advice to deal with all of life's predicaments. You can follow me at Crow Kunk to get all my personal stuff. And if you are currently watching this video on YouTube, give us a thumbs up, subscribe, like, and all that. And if you're watching on Spotify or listening on Apple Music or any other platform, make sure to give us a little review and leave us 5 stars because it really helps out the algorithm. We'll catch you next episode.